Dear friends, hello everyone. Welcome to tonight's emotional storytelling time. I'm your old friend, and tonight I want to share a story with you. A story about marriage, about dignity, and about a woman who lies awake at night asking herself over and over again, was it me or are we already over? This story comes from a listener's submission. Let's call her Lisa. Lisa said that in her marriage, she tended to be the stronger one. Sometimes she spoke without thinking and may have hurt her husband with her words, though she didn't realize it at the time. For 2 years, she refused intimacy, not because of anything else, but simply because raising a child had exhausted her. She never spoke badly about her husband in front of her family. Even after he cheated, she didn't tell the parents a single word. Her goal was simple: to keep the marriage going. But a marriage doesn't continue just because one person wants it to. Lisa was highly capable at work and was temporarily assigned to a higher-level department in another city. During her work trips, she sometimes heard feedback from her husband's superiors. And when she returned home, she would pass that feedback on to him, hoping he could improve at work. Things like reporting tasks on time, or noticing when a leader was clearly unhappy at a gathering. At the same time, his direct supervisor often compared him to Lisa, suggesting that he should communicate with her more and learn from her. One day, her husband directly pushed back and said, "People are different." Lisa said she wasn't trying to overpower him. She genuinely wanted to help. But what she didn't realize was this. When a man is already being compared to his wife at work, what he needs when he comes home is not a second boss, but a place where he can take off his armor. And to you who are listening right now, I want to say this: the most invisible damage in a marriage is often not arguments but the phrase, "I'm doing this for your own good." Because when it's said too often, what the other person hears is, "You're not good enough." After discovering the affair, Lisa believed it was caused by a long-distance separation. So she gave up her assignment and returned to the same city as her husband. She thought, "If I come back, we can save this family." But after she returned, nothing changed. Her husband made no effort to be intimate. He chose to sleep in separate beds, saying simply, "It's too hot." Lisa later saw messages between him and his sister. He said he no longer loved her and that he would be fine even if they separated. His sister replied with a sentence that haunted Lisa. "If she keeps bringing up the past, it just shows her words aren't worth much." Lisa asked me, "Am I too sensitive? Why do I feel like, in their eyes, the fact that I don't leave just makes me look cheap?" Dear Lisa, you are not too sensitive. You are someone who is still trying, and suddenly realizing that your effort has already lost its value in someone else's eyes. Your husband won't initiate a divorce, but Lisa says if she brings it up, he will cooperate. He won't comfort her. He won't try to fix things. He won't take me closer. At one point, he promised to give her the house. Later, during arguments, he changed his mind, saying the property should belong to him or the child. Yet at the same time, he doesn't want her to move out and rent a place, saying it's a waste of money, or perhaps because it would affect his image. You see, at this point in the marriage, even breaking apart has to be calculated in terms of costs. Lisa wants to move out completely. She wants to take revenge, to feel some kind of release. But she can't let go of her child. And she can't let go of the extra rent either. She has tried many times to communicate with her husband, asking what she could do to make the marriage work. He listed her flaws: no strong opinions, emotionally unstable, and once she left a sock out of place. So Lisa tried desperately to change. Once, before taking her child on a trip, she stayed up the entire noon hour, cleaning the house just to avoid criticism. But she missed one sock. And just as expected, he pointed it out again. She said, "I don't understand how someone who betrayed the marriage can sit there so calmly criticizing me without reflecting on his own mistakes." Here, I want to introduce a psychological concept: moral superiority. When someone has done something wrong, especially something like infidelity, their subconscious feels deep discomfort. To relieve that discomfort, they amplify the other person's flaws, because only then can they tell themselves, "See, she has problems too. She's not perfect either, so I'm not the only one at fault. It's not that he doesn't know he's wrong, it's that he doesn't dare to face it. That sock was never about the sock. It was his way of maintaining inner balance. A piece of evidence that says, she's not that great either. Lisa asked me, is it my problem or his? And I want to say this. Problems in a marriage are rarely just one person's. But the responsibility for cheating belongs to the one who cheated. You can reflect on your own behavior, your strength, your emotions. Those nights when you were too exhausted for intimacy, you can apologize for those things. You can try to improve. But what you cannot change is this. He no longer wants to improve with you. He said he doesn't love you anymore. That's not an emotional outburst. That is a conclusion, and Lisa, you are still trying to rewrite your answers for someone who has already finished grading the paper. Lisa says she still has feelings. She still considers the child. So the arguments repeat and then fade away without resolution. The cooling off period passed, and neither of them brought it up again. But now she is consumed from within. She can't sleep. She replays the messages between him and his sister. She humbly cleans the house just to avoid being criticized over a single sock. She even considered it from a career perspective. Staying in this marriage limits her opportunities. She may be stuck at a lower level forever. She asks herself, is this suffering worth it? Once, she asked her husband, when you see happy families together, don't you think it's beautiful? He said, no. Friends, that answer is even more painful than I don't love you. Because not loving is the loss of feeling. But no is the denial of beauty itself. I want to say a few things to Lisa and to anyone listening tonight. First, you are not responsible for his betrayal. You can take responsibility for your flaws, but cheating was his choice. Second, he will not change. Not because he can't, but because he doesn't want to. A man who still wants to fix things will move closer to you, will try to rebuild intimacy, will say, let's try, not point at a sock. Third, your humility will not earn respect. It will only invite more socks. The lower you place yourself, the less valuable you seem. This is not cruelty. This is human nature. Fourth, about the child. What a child needs is not two strangers under one roof, but a calm and emotionally stable parent. Your insomnia, your anxiety, your sense of humiliation, your child can feel it. A single-parent family is not the worst thing, but growing up in a cold, loveless household teaches a child what indifference looks like. I won't make the decision for you, but I can help you see your options. 1. End it completely. Move out, rent your own place, pay the price, but reclaim your dignity and space. 2. Continue like this, separate beds, emotional distance, endless arguments, sleepless nights over a sock. 3. Treat him as a roommate. Stop expecting love. Stop trying to please him. Live your life. Let him live his until you have the strength to decide. None of these are easy. But at least the third will stop you from becoming smaller and smaller. And tonight, I want to end with this. The most frightening thing in a marriage is not cheating. Not arguments, but the moment you realize that the wall you're desperately trying to repair, the other person is already standing on the other side, not even looking back. Lisa, it's not that your words have no value. It's that your heart is too valuable. That's why you can't let go. But sometimes, the hardest thing to let go of is exactly what you need to release. That's all for tonight. May everyone lying awake in the dark find their own answer. Good night. I'm your old friend. See you next time.